My name is Thomas Vonier. I am president of the International Union of Architects. The aim of this town hall is to allow you, the delegates of our member sections who are listening, to get to know these candidates and their views and their positions. Let's begin the videos now, please.
Warm greetings from Mexico.
I am José Luis Cortés. I want your support to become president of the Union of International Architects. Allow me to share my vision for leadership of UIA. My vision is good governance with clear structure and strategies. UIA needs a visionary plan, effective business plan with specific goals and targets. The distinguishing feature of my candidacy will be unification. I'm running as a candidate of unity. I want to be transparent of all the activities related to finances, meetings, working groups, competitions, commissions, and standard operating procedures. Greater focus on architecture, urban planning, and climate change. The relation with education is very important. We have to be close to all the schools of architecture. The international organizations like UNESCO, United Nations are relevant for UIA. I want to encourage the participation of female architects. Regional organizations are very relevant. They will have a place in our council meetings as distinguished guests. We have to work together with AUA in Africa, with FAPA in America, with CAE in Europe, with Arcasia in Asia, with UMAR and the Arab countries, with CIAL, with the Portuguese countries, and with Commonwealth as well. We are obliged to design healthy, sustainable, safe, inclusive, equitable, diverse, human, and beautiful cities.
If I am fortunate enough to be selected as president of UIA, I will spare no effort on translating this vision into an enduring reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Very interesting presentations. It's now my pleasure and my honor to introduce our distinguished moderator. Martha Thorne is the Dean of Architecture at the IE University in Madrid. She is an educator, an author, and a critic. She was formerly a curator with the Art Institute of Chicago, a wonderful institution. She is a graduate of the State University of New York at Buffalo and the University of Pennsylvania, with additional studies at the London School of Economics. She is well known, I think, as the distinguished executive director of the Pritzker Prize, now for some 16 years. Martha is a skilled, experienced, and wonderful interviewer. We are thrilled and fortunate to have her with us today. She's a good friend to the UIA. Martha, we look forward to your interview. Thank you very much.
President Vonier, it's really my pleasure to be here. It's quite a responsibility to interview 5 such distinguished people. Mr. Cortés, bienvenido. Very nice to see you. Thank you for being here.
Muchas gracias, Marta. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Mr. Cortés, how are you different from the other candidates?
Thank you, Marta. Thank you very much. Well, I am very different because I have been working for many years to UIA. I have been member of council. I have been vice president, and I have been working actively, in many commissions and working groups. And I believe that with all that experience and with the field that we have a big problem in UIA, we don't have a good contact with younger generations. And I have been very much involved with education. I know young people, and revitalize me. And I think we have to look for the future in UIA and not for the past and the present. So that's why I'm thinking I am different, because I feel very close to the young generations.
Thank you. And Mr. Cortés, you have a longer trip from Mexico to Paris. How do you see, if you are the president, how much time would you spend in Paris?
It will be full time. Now with the technology, you are in contact immediately with everybody around the world. I have been in very close relation with all the national sections, and I will be in Paris for all the meetings that I am required. several times a month if it's possible. So no problem for coordinating the staff in UIA and to be in contact with all the bureau, the council members, and all the national sections and the different organizations of architecture around the world.
Mr. Cortés, I have a question for you again about reimbursement and expenses, because you mentioned in your video, you were very clear about a business plan and strategies. Could you please comment on that? How should expenses or the demands of presidency be reimbursed?
Very important question, Marta. I believe that UIA has to look, for some close relation with the private sector and with the governments, in order to get more funds. I will be supported by my national section. I don't want any reimburse from UIA, of all my expenses. We are able to pay everything, but I will look for a lot of money outside UIA. That's the task of the president, to be close to other organizations, because we need money for competitions, for commissions, for working groups, and for all the different activities that UIA has to realize. You can see to my results when I was president of the National Federation of Architects in Mexico, when I was president of the Architects Association of Mexico City, we always got a lot of money from outside. There are many people that are able to help UIA.
Mr. Cortés, will the purpose of that private sector funding you're talking about, how would you invest the funds within the organization?
Very, very good question, Marta. Thank you very much. Well, it's essential to find innovative ways to assist members in need of financial sponsorship. For example, UIA can create a special fund for this with the help of governments and the private sector, as I said, and there are many events that UIA is organizing. We have to pay attention to the next two big events that we are going to have. In Madrid next year in May, Teresa Taboas is the president, one candidate for member of council, is organizing a housing forum. We have to go to this housing forum. And from there, we can get revenues for UIA. And the next Congress in Denmark in 2023, that Natalie is the vice president of Region 1, is very hard working on that. We have to push and encourage many people to come to Denmark. As many people come to the forum and to the next Congress, UIA will have some resources besides all the support of the private sector. So we have to help Teresa and Natalie to organize two big events, and we couldn't go to Brazil, but we will go to Spain and we will go to Denmark.
Thank you. Thank you. And how about Mr. Cortés? If you're not president, what will you do?
Well, I tell you, I have been always working for UIA in the last decades, in different commissions, in different tasks. At the moment, the link between the Federation of Architects in Latin America to UIA, and I want to be in very close contact with the other international organizations like African Union of Architects, like Asia, like the Council of Architects in Europe, and the others in the Caucasic world, and the Arab world, and the Mediterranean world. And I have been very close to the schools of architecture. I am an academician, and I have professional with many other relation with many other organizations, like United Nations. I want to work very hard to accomplish the United Nations targets for 2030 and for 2050. So there is a lot of work to do.
Right.
If I am not president, I will keep working hard.
Great, thank you. Mr. Cortés, please, 35 seconds.
Dear friends and dear architects, first of all, I want to say thank you very much and congratulate the organizers of this town hall meeting, the president and the staff of UIA, the interpreters, and all the participants. A special thanks to Martha Thorne, who has conducted very professionally this very successful meeting. I want to take the opportunity to express my solidarity to the architects from Brazil for the great effort of organizing the World Congress of UIA under such difficult circumstances. They have been real heroes with all the challenges they have been facing first time in history of UIA to organize the Congress and General Assembly online. As evident in today's meeting, we have great challenges and great opportunities, and with collective effort, we can greatly enhance UIA's ability to meet them. The main tasks are the next. Number one, UIA has to revitalize its organization. Number two, UIA cannot be the same after the post-pandemic era. Number three, UIA is not a club of friends. It is a professional organization created to reconstruct the disorder of urban growth and to defend the architects and architecture with democratic participation. Number four, UIA has to raise the level of perception of the architects. And number five, UIA has to work hard on the Sustainable Development Goals for the UN Agenda 2030. UIA's mission is to serve the global community of architects belongs. I believe it's critical that the world at large evolves, UIA transforms itself to effectively address the challenges. Allow me to serve you. I want to be an active part in the process of transformation of UIA. I fully embrace UIA's vision. I will build a stronger UIA to deliver better outcomes. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. Tom, before I turn it back over to you, could I just express my humble thanks, because to be sharing the screen with such an illustrious group of colleagues has been a pleasure. And I sincerely hope that I have been able to contribute to the decision-making process of UIA. And thanks once again for making me feel so much a part of the family so quickly. It's really my pleasure. And I turn it back to you, Tom.
Martha, the honor and the pleasure are ours. It is time for us to go, so let's give a big round of applause to Martha and to the candidates and wish everyone great success. Thank you again. So thank you to all. See you in Rio virtually and perhaps before. All right? Take good care.